I think that Terra Luna collapse is going to be good for the industry. It's going to accelerate good regulation. Not all regulation is bad regulation. If you go to CoinMarketCap, there's 19,500 cryptos out there, and there's massive confusion. And a shakeout in the industry would be advantageous because the average mere mortal doesn't have time to study 19,500 cryptocurrencies. And there is a bona fide large demand for stablecoin that's safe and transparent. And it's been difficult for legitimate institutions like Caitlin's Bank to issue those stable coins because there's been a regulatory deadlock in DC. Like, people know they need to do something, but there was no urgency to do it. And I think now this is front and center at Treasury and in the administration and in Congress. And I expect that whatever kind of clarity was going to come is going to come faster because now there's a reason to accelerate the pace.
Every crypto investor who has lost their money during this recent market collapse is now eyeing the profitable ways to regain their loss. MicroStrategy CEO Michael Saylor has advised to take up digital energy to make money. He has stated that Bitcoin mining is currently the most profitable way of using energy. Saylor, whose company has been accumulating Bitcoin in huge numbers, specifically stated that he will be buying the digital asset at the top forever, which implies that he's so certain of the future of the asset class. Hello and welcome to Smart Tech Ideas. In today's video, Michael Saylor addresses the Bitcoin's proof of work vs proof of stake criticism, why Bitcoin is 1,000,000 times better than gold, and why crypto industry needs more clarity. Michael Saylor also discusses the reasons why Terra Luna collapse is a good thing for Bitcoin. Make sure to stick around till the end of this video where Saylor elaborates why regular Americans should care about Bitcoin. If you like the video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the post notifications. So without wasting any time, let's dive right into the video.
Well, I mean, the first principle is that Satoshi's invention of Nakamoto consensus gave us a fair, equitable, ethical mechanism to create a digital commodity. If I wanted to create a block of digital energy, people say, what is Bitcoin backed by? Well, it's actually backed by energy. In fact, an encrypted energy, or a SHA-256 digitized energy. And there's $20 billion worth of Bitcoin miners that are protecting and creating that energy right now. If you replace all the semiconductors and all the energy that's creating the Bitcoin and protecting the network with imaginary validators and imaginary nodes, you get imaginary security on imaginary asset, and from a legal point of view, that becomes a security, which is a problem legally. But from a practical point of view, it's no longer a scarce commodity, it's a plentiful security. You end up with 20,000 copies, and then everybody that creates one breaks off and creates another one, because why wouldn't you just keep creating copies of something which is easy to cut and paste? So the fundamental premise of Bitcoin is I use energy and semiconductors in order to create something, a block of digital energy, which will last forever, which is immortal, indestructible, which you can move at the speed of light, right? We're digitizing energy. And if you study energy, you know that the retail rates for industries and people are 10 to 20 cents a kilowatt hour. The entire network is running on a thimble full of energy at the edge of the grid that nobody else wants. And we're recycling that stranded, wasted energy into digital energy, which will last forever, move at the speed of light, and you can build any number of beautiful, elegant things on top of it, right, with no friction. Why wouldn't you want to do that?
Saylor emphasized adding to the above that the energy usage for Bitcoin mining is inconsequential and is becoming even more efficient rapidly. MicroStrategy CEO Michael Saylor further stated that the amount of energy Bitcoin is using in comparison with the total world energy usage is negligible. The Bitcoin bull Saylor further said that mining is just not efficient in its current state, but it also keeps getting even more efficient over time.
The nation was founded by people that were looking for freedom and property rights, and that's why they left Europe. And so the American dream was always go west, get property, live your life, live happily ever after. And after we all got here to Virginia, if we were Protestant, or to Maryland if we were Catholic, or to Pennsylvania if we were neither but Quaker. After we got here and it got too crowded, everybody went west again, right? To the Great West, to Wyoming, and they wanted land. And now the world is just full of people, and you can't go west anymore. So, and we can't really all go to outer space because space travel's too expensive. So where we can go is we can go to cyberspace. And what if you want, or if what you want is the American dream, you want property rights and freedom and sovereignty, then you can move your life force, your life savings, your economic energy, your property into cyberspace, where you might have the hope for freedom and sovereignty and truth and a decent life. And that's the American dream.
As proof, we can consider the state of New York as a prime example as the state struggles with the risks and benefits of proof of work versus proof of stake consensus mechanisms. In addition to this, the regulatory inspection of the decentralized space has bloomed especially after the collapse of stablecoin Terra USD and its sister token Luna. Saylor quotes this as, "I think Bitcoin mining is going to spread all around the country US. Note the US is the world's largest Bitcoin miner, and they will continue to lead if we don't get hostile regulation. Further, the network hash rate is floating all-time high as more miners are verifying transactions on the blockchain, due to which the network security ultimately increases."
If you think about money as economic energy, and you think about a currency as the fluid through which the energy moves, then if gold was your money, and if the gold supply is expanding at 2% a year, then that means the half-life of the energy in gold, or the half-life of gold money, is about 35 years. When that inflation rate drops to 1% a year, if you could do that, the half-life becomes 70 years. But in fact, the long-term inflation rate of Bitcoin is 0. So the half-life of money in Bitcoin is infinite. It's immortal. It's not twice as good as gold. It's 1,000,000 times better than gold. And ultimately, this is all about fixing the energy balance in the civilization. The reason that the gold standard worked was the economy grew 2% a year, and gold inflated at 2% a year, and everything kind of stayed constant. If you had really hard money, and you grew the money supply 0% a year, and the economy grew 2% a year, means everything you want would get 2% cheaper every year of your life, and you could literally save money and wait, and in 10 years, you could buy much, much more with the same money. So Bitcoin solves the problem theoretically in the right fashion, and if the civilization starts to adopt it as a primary treasury reserve asset, it's like saying, no, this month you're not going to get to bleed a pint of blood out of me. I'm keeping all my blood. And for anybody who's an athlete, you just consider whether or not you would prefer to be an athlete not getting bled to death, or whether you would allow some politician to keep sucking a pint of your blood out of your body whenever they want. It's just really horrific performance problem.
In the course of the interview, Saylor also confirmed that bears have dominated the market, stating that all indexes are currently in the bears territory. The popular crypto big gun also reiterated the fact that Bitcoin has proven to be a better safe haven asset class compared to gold, S&P, NASDAQ, and others. Saylor said that Bitcoin is the most certain thing in a very uncertain world. In a market full of chaos and sound and fury, people need a safe place to stand apart from the intervention of a government, an agency, or corporation. So Bitcoin represents a fair, open, equitable network with a very simple promise to anyone that wants to join, which is what you own is yours and no one's going to take it away from you. In these markets right now, there's no simple place to hide. All the indexes are in bear market territory. Bonds don't represent a safe refuse because they're currency derivatives. Stocks have to grow their cash flows faster than the inflation rate.
Some people think Bitcoin benefits from anarchy or lack of regulation. That's not true. The entire industry deserves clarity. We need to understand what's a security. We need to understand what's a currency. We need to understand what's a commodity. And if the SEC does this or gets together with the CFTC and issues some guidance, tier one firms like his, Citadel, Goldman Sachs, JP Morgan, they can all start to get involved. And then what we'd like to see is everybody want to play in the industry, big investors bring money into the industry, and then So at the point that there's more clarity, I think the banks will get involved, the investors will get involved, lots of people will get involved, and of course the bad actors and malicious scammers will get squeezed out of the industry, because not all these things are alike. They are very different. And the general retail population, they don't have a choice between taking a stable coin from a bank or a stable coin from an organization that, ETFs disclose their holdings every day, right? And how about every week, every month, every year? Right now, 70% of the stable coin in the market, there's no disclosure, even in a year, of precisely what's backing it. And the market wants $1 trillion worth of this stuff. Everybody wants it. I can't get it. And the banks that could provide it aren't allowed to offer it. And so we're kind of in this kind of deadlock. And if it took the Terra Luna blow up in order to unstick that, I mean, it's bad for them, but it will ultimately result in an industry that's more mature and more functional.
So, do you think Terra Luna collapse is a good thing for crypto space? Tell us in the comments. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe. See you soon with the next video. Thank you so much for watching.